But that he said that when he was reporting from there, and I think I put the link up on my Facebook page, that he saw dead bodies. He was down there, within days or whatever after Katrina in New Orleans, that he saw dead bodies floating past the hotel in which he was staying in the French Quarter, and that he accidentally ingested some flood water and got dysentery. Well, fact number one, in the hotel in which he was staying, and it was in the French Quarter, there was no flooding. So that couldn't happen. And doctors nor anyone in the media reported a single case of dysentery as a result, and that it generally would not happen in a circumstance like that anyway. It would be very odd for that to happen. So apparently, this guy has a history of this stuff.
Well, I'm just look as you're saying that. I got a link that just came up from Breitbart. Um, Brian Williams used that particular thing about a helicopter while he was interviewing um, David Petraeus, who at the time was obviously, a general and such. Listen to what he said. I guess what I'm trying to understand is, sir, at the start of the war, when I was flying into Chinook with General Downing, that helicopter was shot at by a farmer. He wasn't even known as an insurgent. We didn't know we had insurgents yet. It was too early in the invasion. When did that happen? And how are we so sure all of these insurgents can be labeled as Al Qaeda? So he used, hey, I was in a plane that was shot by a farmer in an attack against Petraeus as a way to bolster his credibility.
And if I'm not mistaken, he also, which is odd in and of itself because of his politics, but I think he kind of hammered a little bit, or at least reported on the whole Hillary thing. Remember when she was under attack, supposedly, when she came in and they had to duck? Again, I think it was in Iraq. That proved not to be true. So you got him doing that. You got him doing the Katrina thing. And to me, it's hilarious because of the memes now that are out there.
Oh my gosh, totally.
Have you seen a bunch of them?
Oh yeah, they're. I mean, the one that I've seen it the best that I like so far is there's that Matthew Brady daguerreotype of Abraham Lincoln and Ulysses Grant standing
Mm-hmm.
in front of a tent,
Mm-hmm. He's there.
and they've got William's head superimposed.
That's
And the meme is, I cannot tell a lie. This was an amazing event.
I put up a couple. There's one, and it's even old. Yeah, I don't know who did it. Photoshop did it. It's really good. It actually looks old, as again going back to the moon landings, but like in very yeah simplistic font that looks like it would be on a screen live from the moon, and it shows I think maybe a moon rover behind, and it's actually on the move, and there's Brian Williams standing there reporting.
Oh, they're. I mean, it's amazing. I was listening this morning. There is a conservative radio morning show out here that oh, I forget who the other two people are, but it's with Ben Shapiro's on it, right?
Right.
He's on 3 hours every morning, and Shapiro, obviously brilliant, total rock star, love that guy. Um, but he's on with I forget that there's a girl that's on with him, and then a guy by the name of Brian Whitman, who's kind of a lefty. He's
Okay.
there, but he's an idiot. Um,
Well, you
but
said he's a lefty, so that's redundant. But anyway,
well, no, come on,
I'm
man.
kidding. I'm kidding, dude. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
But he kind of plays the happy fool on the show, right? He's like a radio personality guy, and he does all kinds of accents and fake voices and this and that. And the show, frankly, is mostly irritating, except for when Shapiro's not talking.
Right.
And Whitman and Shapiro were arguing about this, and Whitman is just saying, "Hey, you know what? I think it's unfair to be attacking this guy because, yeah, it was a mistake, but obviously it was like 13 years ago, and you know." It's not like tonight he's going to go on and lie about the news. I mean, if this doesn't, if you know, what does him saying a lie from 12 years ago have anything to do with, if he's reporting on something going on in the world. It doesn't affect that at all. And it was just amazing to listen to this lefty perspective. Kind of a combination of what difference does it make anyway,
Right.
And just anything possible to avoid having somebody have any kind of consequence to their
Well,
non.
exactly, and like you and I discuss with our liberal friends, and we say all the time, just generally, let's pretend this guy, what's his name, Whitman. Let's pretend that this had been Sean Hannity, for example, and it was reported multiple examples that he lied about doing something. Do you suppose
Or
this is
change something else. Change it to something that would have nothing to do with what he's doing. Let's say that they had video of Sean Hannity beating the crap out of his wife in an elevator.
well, all of the above? Rush Limbaugh. That's the main target. I mean, I'm pretty sure Whitman would have had a different opinion, right?
Well, absolutely. And by the way, Dan Fitzgerald, and welcome to the show, Dan. Dan's like part of our show, is what he is, man.
He is.
He points out rightly that two things. That Williams has been repeating it for 13 years. That's part of the issue. And I also heard this as well. A Variety article says that NBC has been telling Williams to stop mentioning this for years. I mean, this is that he is repeating a. Let's give him the massive benefit of the doubt. That he has been
Misremembering for years.
Yes, he's been exaggerating his involvement for years, and NBC brass has known about it.
Well, and that's what Brokaw exactly said, that he's known about this for years. Speaking of Gabriel, we're going back and forth as we speak and messaging on Facebook. So I thought he was in Pacific time, right? And so I'm telling him noon. And then he goes, wait, what time zone? And okay, yeah, noon. And he goes, okay, gotcha, thanks. And then he says, I'm in Arizona, hence the confusion. We're Mountain Time now, but our Pacific time during daylight savings. So that's the confusion there. So anyway, yes, John Gabriel will be on at 3 o'clock our time, noon Pacific time, and whatever the hell time that is in Mountain Time. But so here's the deal. All right, what do you think? I mean, for now, NBC, no comments. They stand behind him. They know the backstories, as you just mentioned. They've known about this for years, and now other stuff is coming out. I mean, his apology for lying was kind of a bit of a lie, and then this stuff comes out about Katrina. Are they going to just hope this goes away?
Are they going to hope it goes away?
Yeah, are they just going to not make any comments? They're not going to, put his head on the block or whatever. I mean, I suspect.
That's a really good question, because here's the thing: is that the viewership of major news networks is down, trust in news outlets down. This to me would seem to be a really good opportunity from a business standpoint for NBC to to make a spectacle of this.
Do something bold.
Yeah, we have fired him. We absolutely do not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they can get around the idea that that they've already known about this one way or another.
See, I think you're exactly right. I think this.
But I don't know, man.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, but in this world, lying is okay if it's just about sex, a la Bill Clinton. Lying about all kinds of other things, such as, I don't know, I can't say 100% of everything that comes out of the president's mouth, but a significant portion.
Most everything.
Honesty and, I don't know. Depending if they are part of the America 180 culture, they will come out and they will say, you know what, we regret some of the misstatements that Brian Williams has made in the past. However, he's enrolled in a some kind of course.
A 12-step don't lie program.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what? You're exactly right. I mean, this would be, and I agree, obviously, this would be a perfect opportunity to make a bold statement, particularly in light of the fact that journalists in general, particularly the broadcast networks, the big three, not really favorably viewed. And, you said, it was an honesty issue, and it was, but it's also a credibility issue, which I guess one and the same. But I don't think they're going to do it. Like maybe if another shoe drops, but this guy is being skewered right now.
And rightly so.
Rightly
You know
so.
what it reminds me? Yesterday we talked about Fox's response to Brett Baer running the picture and then putting up the video of that the ISIS guys burning to death that Jordanian pilot. And Fox came out and explained why they did what they did. Um, it's a different approach that they have. And the fact that this is still an ongoing conversation with NBC, and then this guy, they haven't had pictures of him standing outside of whatever the NBC building is with the big cardboard box holding all his shit. I mean that explains part of the problem that they have.
You know what? And I was listening a bit to Jen Van Lars and Scott Housel's inaugural show before we came on, and
Right.
they had Kira Davis on, and they were discussing the fact that journalism is not what it used to be. Journalists aren't what they used to be. I think Kira said that, and it's not. These guys. I mean, Brian Williams. I keep doing that because there's an old Beach Boys. Brian Williams can travel the world and show up in whatever army-looking pretend fatigues he's wearing. But these guys now, to me, are newsreaders. I mean, most all of them are. And I have always looked at him, from the beginning as some guy that's in a movie playing a news anchor. He just is plastic to me. He always has been. And I've heard him on, Tonight Show in different places. He can be a funny guy, but I'm just talking about in terms of being a real journalist. Even you don't have to go back to Walter Cronkite. I mean, you just go back to Peter Jennings and people like that. Brian Williams to me seems to be a bit of an empty suit.
Yeah, you know what? I cannot even remember the last time I watched regular network news.
Well, I don't
I mean,
either.
it's been at least a decade, if not longer.
Sure. Yeah, me too. But I mean, he's a pretty boy. He reads the news, says all the right things relative to, the political point of view of NBC, who is among, well, not among, of the so-called big three, CBS, NBC, and ABC, arguably the most liberal. But I just was never comfortable thinking, this guy is kind of, well, like I said, not even Walter Cronkite-ish, but even Peter Jennings-ish. And Peter Jennings was a liberal, but he didn't necessarily show that. I mean, he was just, the days of investigative journalists becoming anchors are, I think, long gone.
Yeah.
So that's that. So we'll see what happens with Lion Brian. I suspect this is not over because folks, that there are people digging like crazy to try to find more stuff that he said. Because
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Absolutely.
well, there have
I mean,
to be.
at some point, somebody, maybe Free Beacon, somebody like that, is going to put together a mashup video of all the times that he's made reference to it.
Mm-hmm.
Fallon did a mashup video of Brian Williams doing Rapper's Delight. Did you ever see that?
I did see that.
Yeah, which was funny.
It was
Um,
hilarious.
by the way, Albert Brooks just tweeted out less than an hour ago, be nice to Brian Williams. Freeing the slaves can take a lot out of someone.
Speaking of taken out, take us out, dude. We are under 30 seconds.
Oh my gosh, thanks for listening. This is The Right Mics. This is Michael Hausum for Mike Miller. We will be back just after the news break. Please hold on. We've got another half hour, and then ex-John Gabriel from Ricochet and Around the Conservative World will be on with us, which will be fun. We'll be right back.
This is Chuck Dixon, the co-creator of Bane, and you're listening to Vigilant Liberty Radio.